Yo guys, welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're taking a look at the event mission that is going on right now. You can farm 3 stages to get a total of 50 tokens per day. And you can use these tokens to buy these 3 rewards. And in today's video we're going to be making a tier list of all the characters that you can pick from this Premium Selector. The other 2 rewards might also be decent for you. However, I think this might be the best value pick for most players if you don't have access to these premium characters. Now a lot of these characters can be farmable from other game modes, so yeah, before we move on to the actual tier list, let's take a look at where you can farm these characters from. So starting off, you have Dimension Mission. You have to invest a lot of your energy into farming these characters as rare drops. It takes a while to eventually get these characters, but it is still farmable for completely free. Aside from that, you also have Epic Quest where you can farm these characters as ally shifters. Apart from all of this, you can also get 3 of these characters from legendary battles: M'Baku, Cassie Lang, and Spectrum. So I'm assuming all of you guys already have them. Now finally we have the non-farmable characters. These can be considered completely premium characters because the only way you can get them apart from this event or any other special event would be buying them from the shop for actual money. So yeah, taking a look at the tier list, we have 5 basic tiers, starting off with not worth it, then moving up to okay picks, and then we have a support tier. The value of characters in this tier vary, and then we have the good picks and then the best picks. So we're going to starting off with the not worth it tier characters. I'm just going to quickly brush past these characters because they're not worth it and I don't have much to explain because they just don't possess enough value for you to waste a premium selector on. So yeah, these are the characters that I would keep here. You can argue some of the other characters might also end up here, but yeah, that ends this tier. Now we move up to the okay picks. Here I think characters have some standalone value or support value. For example, Exodus has a decent PvP support artifact which you can use in Team Battle Arena. And then the other characters that I added just now have very strong kits, but they don't have tier 4 abilities. Then we have 2 tier 4 characters who have lost a lot of their value in the meta. Next we have Ghost, who is a mediocre character who recently got a uniform. And finally we have Cassandra Nova. She is a very decent PvP character that you only find use in Alliance Conquest. But with that we can conclude that tier. Moving swiftly on to the support tier. There are a lot of support characters in this selector. I can make a whole different tier list for the support characters, but yeah, we're not gonna do that today. So yeah, first of all, I'm just putting in all the characters that are support in this tier, and then we can move on to ranking them afterwards. Starting off, I'm going to be ranking the PvE characters in the first half because they provide the most value for starting players. So yeah, number 1 in my opinion has to be Valkyrie because of her universal ability. You can use her as support for villains, superheroes, females, males, everything. Next up we have Dazzler because she is the best support for mutant characters. Following that we have Ghost Panther. He is a very good flame damage boost support character. And then we have a lot of these generic superhero, mixed, and then elemental, and then some seasonal supports. And then I'd say I end the list for PvE supports at leader. After that we start with the PvP supports. The first one in the list is Colossus. In my opinion, one of the best PvP supports the game has to offer. However, I'd also argue that Black Knight is on par with him. Moving forward, we have Agent Venom. He is one of the best support characters, but since he's very niche, I can't really put him at number 1, and also on top of that, he needs his artifact to be a very good support. And following that, we have Black Knight. He's a brand new character that got added a couple updates ago, and he's a very good PvP support. You can alternate between him and Colossus and get almost exact same results. And given Colossus is farmable, I would say if you had to pick a PvP support, going with Black Knight. Following that we have Weapon Hex. Since her uniform is seasonal, she does lose a little bit of her value, but yeah, with her support ability you can make all the zombie characters PvP oriented. And then we have Kahori, and then Victorious, Rescue, and Wenwu. They're like generic PvP supports that you can, if you want to broaden your PvP roster, because they can be very useful in Team Battle Arena. And now we can move on to the penultimate tier, the good picks. Now here I'm ranking characters who have substantial value in either PvP or PvE. And on top of that, they also have tier 4 upgradability, making them a decent long-term investment. At the bottom of the tier, we have Yelena. She recently got a tier 4 and a new uni from the Thunderbolts movie. She is somewhat usable as a PvP character, but yeah, I only put her in this tier because of the potential future value she might hold when she gets a new uniform for the Doom movie. Right above her, we have Juggernaut. He also received a brand new uniform not so long ago and a tier 4 upgrade. He is decent for PvP. The only issue is he doesn't have native penetration. So yeah, it makes him a bit difficult to use and a bit complicated. Following that, we have Crescent. She is meta for the Alliance Battle Combat female restriction. So yeah, if you guys plan on buying her uniform, or if you guys already have her uniform, she is a very good pick. And the final addition to the good picks is Magic. She is a very good PvP character with immortality on her artifact. The issue is you need her artifact for her to be usable in PvP. So yeah, all the characters in this tier have some downside to them. So yeah, keep that in mind before you make a decision to pick them. And now we can finally move on to the best picks from this selector. Now keep in mind, some of the supports might be better picks for you. However, as overall DPS characters, these characters stand out the most. Now all the way at the end, we have Carnage. He is an insane PvP character. He also has immortality in his kit, and if you set up your team correctly, he can perform really well. He can be considered a top 5 PvP character in the game. Following that, we have Luna Snow. Given she is a Paywall seasonal uniform, I had to rank her a bit lower. I would have ranked her a bit higher if she wasn't a seasonal Paywall uniform. She is the meta for Alliance Battle. She qualifies for several restrictions and is very easy to play and very fun to play with very good animations. Following that, we have Gambit, and with the new changes to Alliance Battle, Gambit's value has went up immensely. He's usable in like 3 or 4 restrictions in Alliance Battle, and given he doesn't have that many good alternatives, that makes him a very good pick. Also, a slight downside is he is a Crystal Cost seasonal uniform, but yeah, he's coming up during this winter, so yeah, be sure to pick him up if you do pick him from this selector. Next up, following that, we have Ares. I had to put him at the top of this tier list because of his versatility. He is usable in 4 restrictions of Alliance Battle, and yeah, those are very niche restrictions like Villain Alien, where you don't have that many options, and yeah, it just makes him a very versatile character, and he is comparatively easier to play than his counterparts. But yeah, for that reason, as a DPS, I had to put him at the top. Now initially I thought I would leave the tier list as it is, but then I decided to abolish the support tier and put the characters according to their value. And this is how I would rank the support characters. The best picks for the support characters are, in my opinion, the best supports in the game because of their value in either PvP or PvE. Characters such as Valkyrie and M'Baku have universal support abilities, and Dazzler being the best mutant support makes me put them in the best picks. Then we have good picks for the support characters. These are characters who have niche usability. For example, only superhero characters, zombie characters, or flame characters get support boosts from them, or they have alternatives. So yeah, that's why I put them in the good category, because they have some downside to them. Next, I put the characters who I think don't hold that much value as a support in the okay pick. I don't think any of them are not worth it because they always find some use for support characters. So yeah, that brings us to the end of this tier list. The character that you decide on picking should depend on where your roster is at. If you are starting off, I'd heavily emphasize on picking up a support character. If you are more of a veteran player, I would recommend going for a DPS character. or you can decide between PvE or PvP. And also keep in mind, certain characters are still farmable for completely free. One thing I did forget to mention throughout the video is that you're gonna get 5 biometrics for the character that you pick. So you're gonna get the character at 1 star. You need to use rank up tickets to get them to at least tier 2. After that, you have to manually tier 3 or transcended potential them. But yeah, keeping everything in mind, make your decision. So with that being said, this is the end of the video. This is what the final snapshot of the tier list looks like. So yeah, let me know your thoughts down below on whether you agree with me on where I rank certain characters, or if you guys would change it completely. But yeah, that's it from me, guys. I'll catch you in the next video. But until then, have a great one. Peace.